recording. I'm hoping one of these things will work. One of these recording things will work. Keep chattering away, Lone. Just waiting for people to turn up. That's better. Out there. That'll do. That'll do. And just flip over to Discord for a second. Community meeting. In 1 minute. Okay, so we are recording. I've got the stream up, so hopefully this is going everywhere. If you can't make this community meeting because it's on a Monday, it's been a bit of a funny weekend. So normally we do these on Sundays. DJ Illusions is struggling to restart apparently, so we're just going to wait for him as well. So the idea is to record this, and then if people have questions and things, they can post it on the Discord or message me in World or in the In-World group, Wolf Territories Grid group. So that's cool. What else can I say? So this presentation is a bit more technical than normal, I suppose, because I've been working a lot on some of the infrastructure between the grid. You'll notice that teleports are faster and things like that, and etc. But I'll go through all that as we get started. So it's 7 o'clock now, which is 11 o'clock grid time. So I guess we'll get started in a second. Just give it another couple of minutes. Just waiting for people. I'll talk through some of these little companies you can see here. So dreamhosting.at, that's a Swedish company, and they look after our servers at the data center and make sure to keep everything running. And Wolf Software Systems Limited is my company that owns the grid. It used to be called Garage Master Online Limited, but it changed its name to Wolf Software Systems Limited because it covers quite a few different things. Good. So that was a brief introduction to the different companies. There's a little piggy there for people who want to make donations. And please join our Discord group because we have quite an active Discord group, and our Discord is now pretty much connected to the grid. And you can do things like post events onto the page. I'll show you that actually on the video. You'll see it. But if you hit the search button now, you can see the events and classifieds and all kinds of things that comes from Discord. But we'll get to that in just a mo. Okay, I'm going to get started. Okay, so welcome to the community meeting, which is nobody's coming to because it's on a Monday and not a Sunday, which people normally attend. So some people are at work because in America it's about 7 o'clock in the evening here in the UK, but in America it's work time for a lot of people. So we'll do this. I'm streaming it to YouTube and to Facebook. And last time I tried that, we didn't get any sound, so I don't know whether there's any sound. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, so boring technical stuff. So the grid, you may notice, has sped up quite a lot, and that's mainly because we're now using 3 load balancers. HA proxy is for the databases, Nginx is for the most of the grid traffic, and then we've got an Envoy load balancer running, which is doing the Wolf Territories dollars, and that's made quite a difference to this speed. We've had a recent done some database server upgrades. And one of the things is I've been testing different configurations of OpenSIM and Mono, and I've found a different garbage collector. And what that basically means is that if you imagine that a computer program creates lots of things in memory and takes lots of things away from memory, and obviously bits of memory get used and they need to be kind of cleaned up. So what that effectively means is that the the faster your garbage collector, the more clean your memory is, and the faster everything runs. So you'll have also noticed that we've got faster teleports. Hi LP, welcome to the where are we? The Temple Theatre here at Wolf Territories Grid. So you'll have also noticed that this tech has meant that we have more faster teleports, and that means that getting around the grid is a lot more reliable. And even with regions that have a lot of stuff on them, which is we've had issues before with that, and I thought it was actually down to the regions themselves, but it turns out it wasn't. Basically, what happens is as you move around OpenSIM, it transmits your locations to central servers, and then the robust servers, and the region knows where you are, and the robust servers write it into a database. And obviously, if there's any lag doing that, because it's doing other things, it can mean that everything kind of, your teleports don't work, which is a bit strange. So, so that's basically boring technical stuff. There is some more boring technical stuff. So, hello, Indigo Queen, lovely to see you. Xengine we don't support, and it's being removed from the code anyway. So, for those of you, just got to do a little TP for DJ Illusions. Off the teleport. He's going to land right next to me. This is a bit embarrassing. Right, okay, here we go. Nice to see everybody. I'm on my second slide. Oh dear. Yep. Yeah, go and sit down. Get off my stage. Darling, you're on my stage. Get off. Oh dear. Oh, that's quite funny. Right, so I'll tell you what. Let's recap. I'll just do a quick recap. Give me a mo. Because I've only done. Okay, so boring technical stuff. You'll notice the speed. The speed of the grid has increased, and that's largely to using 3 load balance instead of 1. We've had database server upgrades using different garbage collectors that's made it much more efficient, which is not something I think there's only only know 2 grids doing that, and the other grid is only running it because I told them. If you could turn off your mic as well, that would be very useful. And we've got faster teleports, and you'll notice they're more reliable and they're faster, and that's all to do with the upgrades. Xengine is a physics engine. You'll notice it's not on the control panel, and it's being discontinued, basically. We don't use it. I had someone the other day say, oh, I want to use Xengine. Well, it's going, so it's going to be removed from the OpenSIM code because nobody really uses it. Don't ask me why. I don't know. We've also got a new version of... we've got a new version of .NET coming out, and so you need voice on to hear me. I'll just put that in the chat. You need voice on to hear me, but please mute your microphone. Okay, so OpenSIM at the moment, all our servers are running on Linux. Okay, despite what Alex of AviWorlds thinks that we're running everything on Windows. We haven't got one Windows server. The whole thing is run on Linux. Okay, and we have about 23 servers now, I think 23, 24, something like that. Servers, not including the R2 cloud storage, and the .NET is a much faster version, so things will get even quicker, which is kind of cool. And that's imminent. It was supposed to be with us a couple of weeks ago, ready for our first tests, but unfortunately, the devs are still working on some things. So once that's done, we'll be switching over to that, and that will all be part of as well. We talked about the Crystal Fox viewer. That will all be part of the Crystal Fox viewer as well. Okay, so next one. Okay, radio stations. So you'll see if you go to the wolf-grid.com, wolf-grid.com website where the control panel is, you'll see we've got a new section which is radio stations, and they are actually owned by people on the grid. If you have your own radio station, you can actually have it added to that page, and then there's a free radio you can get from Wolf Mountain, which actually automatically grab the radio stations from that page, and then you can click on it and use it on your land. Okay, the search page has also been updated. So if you click on the little magnifying glass at the bottom of your screen, you'll see that it's been updated, and there's some new things going on there. So the first thing, you'll see the usual events from opensimsocial.com. If we scroll down it, we can see events from Discord events channel. Now, that is basically, if you go into our Discord and type into the events channel, it will appear there. So you can advertise your events on Discord, and they'll appear on the search, and also classifieds as well appears on that page. So that one page has all that information that you can actually write to. So to work out how to add things to the destination guide and to that block of graphics, okay, there is a guide if you log into the control panel at www.wolf-grid.com. I'll just put that in there. Okay, so there's some new things there, and there's some new ways of promoting events and things like that. We've kind of the idea was to have a calendar of events, but I think it's better to do it a bit more dynamically like that, because people can see what's going on the grid very, very easily, and of course, it's on the website as well. So events. So DJ Illusions is taking over the Wolf Pack. Rogue Galaxy's gone off to do her own thing. She's been busy doing other things as well anyway, so thanks to Rogue for looking after us for a while, but DJ Illusions will be taking that over that, and that'll be starting next week. But if you have events, you can post it through opensimsocial.com, which is our Mastodon server. And if you use the how to do it on the control panel, there's a new events calendar on the way, which is actually now up already, and you can use classifieds and also post on opensimworld.com. So promote your events. So there's now one. So now it's automatically, if you post in that events chat, it'll appear on that search page. So that way it's very easy to direct people to places to see where events are, and you don't have to go to anybody to do it. You can just do it yourself. Discord is now pretty much integrated into the grid. Some of you have seen there's some welcome mats you can get, which if you ask me, I could give you one of those. And basically it makes this, so when someone lands on your region, it goes into the Discord visitors channel. Okay, cool. Country music night is Thursdays at the school. That'll be most weeks. Keep your eyes on the events thing. That's my little club. And it's just a country music club. We'll just have a few country artists there. It's not going to be very serious. And we had our first test event last week, which was very successful. It was great fun. So that'll be on Thursdays. But you can have whatever events you want whenever you want. Don't think you've got to specially schedule yours not to be at the same time as someone else's. It really doesn't matter, because the dream is to have lots and lots of events going on at different venues across the grid. Cool. Wolffest region. So don't forget, if you own regions here on Wolf Territories Grid, you can have as many of those little shops as you want. You can also, there are some bigger places as well there. You can have as much as you like. It's a permanent exhibition, but we will have like a weekend when we'll have a special feature with music and dancing and talks and tech talks and all kinds of things. Probably next year. So if you want to get your stuff in there, then it's there for people to visit and find out about the regions that are on the grid. And then you can have a lot of space. So talk to Luna Stormfeather about that. You'll also see on the Discord there's a chat channel for that particular for talking about that and making sure you get your stuff there and links to your regions. That's kind of important, because that's going to be a really good way of advertising things that are on the grid, because the grid's getting quite big and we've got lots of regions, and I have no idea what's on some of these regions, because we're probably renting about 1 or 2 regions a week now, which is kind of cool. But it does mean that because we're renting so many regions, I have no idea what's going on. I don't want people to. If some people like to have a private region where nobody comes, and some people like to have obviously a more open region where lots and lots of people come. And I have a bit of both. I don't mind really people coming or not coming. I'm still having fun. Okay, so that's really important to get involved with Wolffest, because that will be a permanent exhibition. But we will have a special weekend when we actually really promote the exhibition, and I'll make sure it's not at the same time as any other exhibitions that are going on in OpenSim, so we can develop that as time goes on. But I want it to be tech talks as well as music and dancing and things like that. Celebration. Talking of celebration, we are now at 700 users as of today. 700 people have registered to use this grid. Just to give you some kind of idea, back at February this year, we were at 200. So it's kind of growing pretty fast. But we've got 700 users and the grid's running faster than ever, which is hilarious. But I know a lot of you have got some really exciting things happening that's going to bring even more people. Yeah, it was you and me, wasn't it, Illusions? Yeah. Has anyone else joined? No. But it's going to keep growing, and that's part of the thing. But also bearing in mind that some people don't like lots of people and like to be on their own and have a quiet space. So I'm going to talk about some other regions as well. A new region I've set up is called Memorial Region. At the moment, it has two memorials there. If you've got someone that's passed away, or you want to remember, it doesn't matter if it's recent or 10 years ago. Not really bothered. Um, there's free space there for people to put up a memorial to them. If you don't have a memorial thingy and you want me to do it, I'll just send me a picture and maybe a bit of text or whatever. But the idea is to have a place you can go and remember people or even pets, because I've got my cat there who I loved. He was 19 years he was with me. So again, it's a nice place to put um, memorials. I know there's a lady, there's someone who's passed away recently on the grid who's got a space there, and it's just a little thing. It's a little quiet place where we can remember. And I think it's nice. There's actually two more regions I want to talk about as well, and they are charity regions. There's Charity 1 and Charity 2, and we will be looking to put in like a little mini charity area for people that for people to put their charity things around, so that we can have a little mini charity exhibition as well. But that will be involved with Wolffest now, I should think. So we'll see what happens with that. But if you have any ideas for this sort of thing, we've got ocean regions lying around where we could actually stick an island down and have some kind of memorial, or some kind of something. There's lots of different things, and I just thought it would be nice to do more than just there's lots of things you can do on the grid, like you can have events and music and dancing, but sometimes it's just to have quiet places where we can go and remember, and there's a lot of those on the grid, but sometimes they take exploring. It takes you a while to find things. There are some really beautiful mountains out there that are really worth seeking out, just to find some spots where you create landmarks there. You can go horse riding on the grid, and there are miles and miles of places to ride. So that's the whole idea, because it's a virtual world after all. It's not just a collection of regions. Like a lot of grids, they have like a collection of regions and they're not linked together, and you can't go from one region to the other. Whereas here, as you know, everything's kind of linked together. And on a little point on that, if you find where your region is, you don't like it, and you want to move the region, we can move it around. That's not a problem. So anything you want to do, that's cool. And also, don't forget, the Memorial region is not linked from the main Wolf Mountain at the moment, and that's on purpose, because it's a place that is for the grid people who are within the grid. And so let's not just have any randoms turning up there. It's for place for people and their guests to go and spend time there, if required. So that's moving on. Okay. God mode. So God mode will be removed from the OpenSim code at some point. Okay, and it's imminent. It's going to happen, and nobody's asked for it for a long time. If you've got God mode enabled on your region, it will stay enabled for now, but don't be surprised if at some point it stops working. That's just because the way that OpenSim is going is to become more like Second Life, in the way that if someone sells you something with no transfer, you can't God mode it and transfer it to 500 other people. That's all part of what's happening in the whole ethos of OpenSim. What's really funny is it's actually been off the control panel for about 2 months and no one noticed. New regions have come with God mode disabled, and it seems to be nobody really needs it. I still have access to God mode if required. If you need something done, we have had a couple of issues which are a bit weird, and sometimes you get that with OpenSim, and I can come and help you with that. It's not a problem. If you really need God mode, we can turn it on at the moment, but at one point it will stop working. All right, so that's cool. Coming soon. Marketplace is still coming soon. I know it's been a long time, but I've been concentrating on the actual mechanics of the grid, and I hope you're enjoying the new speed of things. Bouncing around the grid is much faster, and way more reliable. That's from my experience, and I've got a few more things to do there, but really that's kind of finished. So we're going to be developing more things like Marketplace, etc., etc. And GM Interactive has got this amazing place called Breathe Resort, and then Indigo's got what's it called? Blue something. What is it, Indigo? What's your place called? Indigo Blue Realm. There you go. It wasn't bad, was it? I've only got 1,350. No, I've got about 1,500 regions, so I don't too bad. I don't do too bad remembering everyone's regions. But there's lots of regions on this grid that are incredible, and nobody, I sometimes they're there for months, and I never, I never, I just suddenly someone will go, "Hey, come and look at this," and I go look and I go, "Whoa, you did? When did you do this?" And they go, "Oh, I've had it for ages." Yeah, it's cool. Okay, next one. Okay, that's basically the end of my presentation, which isn't very long. Miami Beach coastline, really? Do you know which region's that on, LP? Uh, the Miami Beach coastline is actually on this grid. That just shows you, doesn't it? So that's on True Judas region. Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember what their region is. I mean, to be honest, the region sales happen so fast now that it's hard to remember who's got which region. I know that we've just had a Viking guy join us, so we're looking forward to see lots of long ships arriving. You'll be sitting there having your afternoon tea, watching over the sea, and a long ship will go past. What's that? So yeah, so it's really cool. There you go. That's the one. So the region that's newness of life. Okay, that newness of life. Yeah. So you can put newness of life in the old map and go and have a visit of that one. I've got to have a look at that. The whole the Miami coastline. So yeah. So that's all very cool. So what else did I want to share? That's more or less it for this community hub meeting from me, because a lot of the stuff I've been doing is boring technical stuff, but I think you're seeing the benefits of it. We've overcome a lot of the difficulties that OpenSim has as scaling. It is hard to run OpenSim with this many regions, with this many people, um, because of the way that OpenSim works, and wanting to run the fastest grid there is, wanting this to be really quick. With no lag, and it doesn't matter how many prims you have on the region. We want no lag. We want it just to run really, really well. So, if you have any questions, put them into chat. I'll just go and have a quick flip over to Discord, see if there's any questions on Discord, because I'm good like that. At the same time. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I forgot you, Illusions. Do you want to stand up here and say something? Sorry, dear. Did I just call you dear? Right. I'll answer that in a second. Crystal Viewer. Okay. Illusions. Carry on. We can hear you. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. We can do anything we want. The community's in charge. Yeah, yeah. We could do. Yeah. I mean, I think there are actually roller coasters and fairs somewhere on this grid. I've got a feeling. Only because I've seen some OAR files being loaded. um. Okay. Uh. Sleepless nights. So, He came dressed as a table. Yeah, that was so good. Yeah, yeah. Why is he a table? Uh, yeah, yeah. We could do. Yeah, we could actually end up with a Wolf radio station. We've got 5 or 6 radio. Yeah, I mean, we've got 5 or 6 radio stations already on the grid, which is kind of cool. That's pretty cool. That we've actually got five or 6 radio stations already, and you can get to them through the main web page or through the free radio that you can get from Welcome. But I am hoping that people will do it. You know, that we do get more radio stations and ideas for that sort of thing. No. Um. Yeah. 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 Oh, that's cool. That would definitely be worth thinking about, especially if we did it in conjunction with live events as well. So yeah, we'll think about that and how we could do it because it could be like a community radio station. So like we could have like a recording running, and then sometimes I'll actually have live presenters and things like that. That sounds pretty cool. Yeah, yeah, cool, cool. I just think thanks illusions. Yeah, I did talk about doing streams at the last meeting, but I've really had my knee deep in load balancers, so I've been neck deep in load balancers, getting the speed of the grid up and tuning things for about a month. So yeah, 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 we could have like an open stream and people just pre-record or book time on the stream, and then that's like the grid radio station. It's definitely I could definitely do that. We could definitely have a stream running all the time. You know, there's no problem. Yeah, definitely. No, Wolf Radio. So basically, we'd have like a community radio station. It'd run 24 hours a day, and if someone wants to book time on that radio station to talk about their region, or to do an interview, or have a regular show, we could do that. It would just be a matter of having a stream, and then that radio that you see on the free radio people get from Welcome Mountain would just do it. Oh, that'd be amazing, Indigo. Thank you. Okay, so that's something that's worth thinking about. If you're watching the video back, please have a chat with us about that. I'll go away and do some tech to make it possible to do that. It's not mega difficult. Um, right, be about 10 minutes. Anyway, so Indigo, I just want to answer your question about Crystal Frost Viewer. Things have been a bit quiet. She's had a few difficulties, but we have the guys from OpenSim NGC working with her at the moment to deal with some of the issues with large regions. So once that's done, I hope to actually have a copy of it to try out, but I haven't. But I know she's actually got a region on our grid, and she's actually testing it on our grid. So and our grid is actually the one she's using to make it happen. Yeah, Chief definitely knows. Yeah, Chief has bought 25 regions just recently. What we'll do is I'll probably set up a stream here on one of my servers, so it's a grid server, so I don't need to rent out streams. And if Chief has got streams to rent as well, people can go and rent their streams from Chief. In fact, what I might do is we might get him to advertise his streams on that stream page. But I'd like to have our own stream that's just for the grid radio, and then we'll work out a way to run it. So basically, people can book in time to say, I have a slot on Tuesday night, and then what we could do is have it live streaming into a venue all the time. So there's like a 24-hour party going on, basically, with music and interviews and all kinds of things. I just think that would be really cool. Okay, I just need to have a good look at the tech and what we need. I've got some spare space, so I'm sure we can set up a bit of a something on a server. Cool. That's great. Good plan. Wolf Grid Radio. Wolf Radio? Wolf Radio. Is Alchemy now working with OpenSim again? Because it stopped working with OpenSim for a while, Indigo. So I know there's a new release of Alchemy out today. You know we've got a stream from their Discord. Oh, the one from last year. I think the new one doesn't have. I don't think the new one actually has OpenSim support. I will download it and have a bash at it again, and see if it has gained OpenSim support since the last time we looked at it. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Oh, that's good. Yeah, because it's really I love Alchemy. I think it's a great viewer. It really is. But I know that Second Life is departing the ways from OpenSim a little bit. Although we are going to have what's called PBR textures very soon. Certainly with .NET. I don't know what that means. I know Luna Lunaria will know exactly what that means. When she watches this, she'll go, I know what that is. But I know that's on the way as well. So there's lots of stuff going on. We're running very new versions of everything. It's the shiny textures, yeah. We can do shiny textures already, but hopefully very shiny textures. Very, very shiny textures. Oh, mirrors. Oh, that would be very cool. I can look at myself in the mirror all the time. What a vain wolf I am. Right. So we could have a hall of mirrors. Anyway, that'll lag the region out. Yeah, good. Lag the viewer out. Yeah. Labyrinth with mirrors. Good. Okay. So, good. So, what else have I got to talk about? Yeah. So, GM Interactive Resident. There'll be live streams with YouTube. We could probably apply. So there'll be a lot going on. You know, as we head into October, November now, there's going to be events. There's going to be Breathe Resort stuff going on. We'll have the radio station. So there'll be, you know, we'll have more stuff going on in this theatre, for instance. We can have acts going on here and all kinds of things. It's just finding resources to do it. Oh, exactly. Yeah, exactly. We've got some good tools. So that's cool. Any more questions or comments? It's only half an hour today, but normally this meeting will be on a Sunday. But what happened was that yesterday I had so much to deal with people buying regions and things like that. I couldn't quite do it. Did you get my last question? What was your last question? No, I didn't. Last question, illusions. Go illusions. I think that the main event for Wolffest will be next year. That'll help us to get that really done. Hi, John Sinclair. John Sinclair, welcome. Wolffest will be next year sometime, probably early in the year, I suppose. I don't know. It depends how much. I mean, we basically need to get people to get all their stuff there so that we've actually got somewhere to visit. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, Indigo, that's quite a good idea. We'll do it down the anniversary of the grid. I've just got to find out when that is. I'll go look on the servers and find the earliest file, and that'll tell me when the grid started. Actually, I could just look at my avatar profiling on profile. 2 years, 4 months, 879 days. So yeah, that's 2 years, 4 months. It is. The grid's 2 years, 4 months old. So I thought it was about 3 years. So it's more or less 3 years old. Yeah, cool. Oh yeah. We used to spend hours. I used to spend hours coding trains. It was quite painful. And we used to be on Zeta Worlds before this. Before we had our own grid. But we kind of outgrew Zeta Worlds and then moved on to our own grid. It's been quite a journey. Question, LP Kid, go ahead. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So okay, okay. I'll, it's a long talk, that one. um, yeah, yeah, yeah. There is, yeah. It isn't easy, and the trick I used was that the carriages, basically, the carriages look like carriages, but they've got engine scripts in them. So what happens is, it when it hits the edge of the region. So what you've probably got is, you've got a load of blocks, like guides, and then the trains follow the guides. And then when they get to the edge of the region, they can actually see the guide on the next region, but they can't get to it. Um, I'll tell you what, rather than doing a big technical explanation about it now, we'll meet up and I'll do a technical explanation about it, and see if I can sort you a script out or something to show you how so you can have a look at the scripts I've got. But it is, and it's, yeah, it's not easy. And yeah, you can, of course. Yeah, there is actually a region called Wolf Rail Yard where I have all my trains. Um, but it is not easy, and the reason it's not easy is because of that you're basically teleporting objects off across regions. But it is doable. But I can't remember how I did it. And it's, yeah, yeah, it's not reliable. Put it like that. So it does. The trains sometimes they work for days on end, and then yeah, yeah, no, no, there is a way to get it to actually go across the train to go right across the region, and just to carry on smoothly. So I'll yeah, there's a region called Wolf Territories which has a big station I built. And normally there are trains running through there, but I don't know where they are at the moment. But yeah, when you restart a region, if the train's heading towards it, you can kind of lose the train. But and there's a tram running on Wolf Territories Ocean 20 as well. It's not an easy thing to do, I will say. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know we've got another train system somewhere on the region that I actually rode round in the other day. Can't remember where it is, but he does that basically. He's got them. But if it's on the same region, it's easy. The moment you start getting off of the region, then it all gets a bit more complicated. Cool. Okay. Yeah, leave that with me. I'll sort some scripts out so you can see how I do it, and you'll go, oh, that's how you do it. It's a lot to do with the way that you move the trains. Okay. Yeah, June. Okay, so we'll aim for June for the Wolf Festival. That's a good idea actually, because it's not in the summer; it's before the summer, so that gives us some time to actually get everything together. Uh, cool. Okay. Cool. 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 Where am I? Nearby chat. Okay. Okay. If is there any more questions? Is it no? It's are there any more questions? The correct English, isn't it? Are not is there? Are there any more questions? Grief. Learn to speak, Wolf. Are there any more questions or comments? Okay, so we've got some little ideas to do. Wolf Grid radio station sounds like a great idea. So we'll put something together with that. What I'll probably do is create a group for it or something like that, and then a web page for it and a stream for it. And then what we'll do is allocate a venue. We've got loads of venues. We'll find a venue somewhere that will be like per. Well, no, hey, why don't we have a region for Wolf Grid radio station with and the region's Wolfgrove radio station region, and it has like offices and and it has a little radio station on it, and then like a venue where people can come and actually sit on the station. Okay, that's a project. That's okay. I'll sort that. Fantastic. Why do I first? If your surf waves freeze up, recompile them and make sure they're compiled to mono. But there might be a newer version of those surf waves, and I know a man. Yeah, GM Interactive. Do yours don't freeze up, do they? Maybe they're different waves. I make my dinner in a microwave. Sorry. Okay. So yeah, try recompiling them. So try and edit them and reset the scripts and recompiling them, because sometimes that if you so if you recompile all the scripts in your region, that can actually really help the performance of the region, especially if they're old, if they've been lying around for a long time. Make sure they're compiled to mono and not running on LSL. So what you do is you select the object, you go build, compile, and you can actually select multiple objects and go build, scripts, compile, mono, and make sure that they're compiled as mono, because that might be why they're not working. The other thing is it may be because no, I shouldn't think they're built for U-Mode, and I don't know. The short answer is I don't know. The long answer is I don't know. But I would try recompiling them, and making sure they're compiled to mono and see if that helps. You have to learn how to surf here. I won't be doing that. Not with my fur. The water gets all wet and soggy and starts smelling weird. Yeah. You go to so you edit the object. Yeah, you edit the object. Then you go to build, scripts, and then there's a thing that says recompile scripts mono. Okay, if you do that, that can actually help with region performance as well. Um, Especially because the mono scripts run so much faster and more efficiently than LSL scripts. But certainly some of the old stuff as well. If it was written for X engine, when you recompile it for Y engine, it'll work much better. And that might be the reason that those surf waves are not working right. Dear. Cool. Good. Good. Okay. Any more questions or comments? I'm just looking at your little dots. We haven't really got a heat wave. It's just mildly warm. It's not a heat wave. It's it's mild. It's warm. I did actually go shopping with my daughter today, and I was like, I can't believe this weather. And she said, yeah, it's quite nice, but it's not a heat wave. I said, it's not. It's just mildly warm. We're not freezing. Normally by this time of the year we are freezing, but it's actually pretty warm. No, mildly warm. Oh dear. Oh dear. Hello. Cool. Good. Okay. So, Wolf radio station looks like it's a goer. Um, so I'll start working on that, and I'll be inviting people, anyone who wants to be involved who sees this Indigo, um, and we can get that together. And if people want to have a show on it, we can have a show on it. Um, or advertising, and we can put advertising on it. It could end up being a really cool thing. Yeah, definitely, definitely. It's Wolf Radio. here's Sloan. And now on Wolf Radio, here's Sloan with his weekly radio cast. Da, 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 da. Ow. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wolf Radio. It's Wolf Radio. Wolf Radio. Coming to a region near you. I'll stop that now. I'm going to get in trouble. Okay. Okay. Any more questions or comments? Are we done? Are we done? Obviously, we're always available on the Discord or in World. Got some exciting things happening. Next meeting will probably be the first Sunday of next month, but you never know. Yeah, definitely. Not a problem. Yeah, we'll have a chat with Luna Stormfeather, who's kind of looking after it for us. That would be cool. Good. She's keeping you busy. We have to keep you busy. I think we could probably cope with your inventory. Being that we've got like 1.6 petabytes of space or something like that. Yeah, you carry on collecting, dear. That's fine. We can cope with it. A prim piggy. Cool. No worries. No worries. Anyway, lovely to see you all. Thank you so much for coming. I declare this meeting closed. And now I've got to turn all the streams off. Save record.